For the past few months, I've been working with Congressional Black Caucus PAC, the Congressional Black Caucus members, doing things like Black Media Row at the Joint Address, and there's a reason why I stick so hard with this particular organization and this particular group of Congress members, okay? But I also want to talk about the phrase, black faces in hot places won't save us, because I feel like there's a discussion to be had there. But let's take it back a minute to last week when I was attending Cory Booker's historic marathon speech, invited by his staff. Monique Presley and I actually reached out to the staff and said, would he like some support in the middle of the night before he broke the record? And we went down there from about 11:30 p.m. to about 4 in the morning, and we were pretty much the only two people in the gallery, okay? And the staff were appreciative, Senator Booker was appreciative for that, and we went home, got some rest to come back the next day so that we could see him break the record, okay? And here we were, all excited. Y'all ready? Yeah. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
We ready.
We are about to see a black man on the Senate floor break the record of a racist who was trying to oppose the civil rights movement. This is beautiful. This is mwah. No, we didn't see it. We actually didn't see him break the record. We got up to the gallery escorted by his staff members, and we had our gallery passes, and a white police officer at the door told us that those passes weren't good enough to get in, that the badges of Senator Booker's staff members weren't good enough to get us in. So the rules had changed all of a sudden. Again, we were just there in the middle of the night. We were the first ones there. And he said the seats were full. We could see inside when the doors opened. There were definitely empty seats. We were told that the only two people who could possibly let us into the gallery were Cory Booker himself, which made no sense because he was down there speaking, or his chief of staff, which she was down there supporting him. That also made no sense. And you can't take phones into the gallery. So we couldn't really reach anybody. And his poor staff members were trying their absolute hardest to get us in. At one point, the executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus, Vincent, he came in to try to help us, and the officer tried to put his hands on him. And Monique was like, don't do that, right? It was a whole ridiculous scenario. And then at one point we heard the eruption of applause and realized we missed the moment. Now, what saved it at the end is there was a white woman who happened to pop up who had been working there the night before when it was just us together. And she saw us and she knew that wasn't right. And so she took Monique and myself downstairs and got us up into the gallery another way. And we managed to be there for the end of the speech in the moment when Senator Booker yielded. And I feel like there's something, just a metaphor there, about black women being there in the beginning when no one else was present, missing the fanfare once the celebration occurred, but then still being there till the very end. It just feels like something that consistently happens, okay? So I kept seeing black faces in high places won't save you from like white people throughout the election who just didn't want me to vote for Kamala Harris. But I want to remind you that that phrase also means that black faces in high places don't necessarily have the power to override systemic racism. It doesn't mean we shouldn't get black folks in leadership positions. It means that white supremacy is a white person's problem to solve.